So we are live. I am drinking root beer, so diet root beer. Oh, you should see it. Is anybody coming on yet? Do you see it?
I don't see anybody.
Well, guys, I'm going to quickly check the Yankee score.
All right, now I see it on your phone. Whoa.
Is anybody there?
Not yet.
Hold on. Fucking nothing. Bottom of the ninth. Oof, Maroon. Let me see. Wow.
Brian Pablo's on there.
Oh, is he? Brian, what's going on? Sorry, I was just checking the Yankee score. Playing the Dodgers. Nothing. Ninth inning. I'm a big Yankee fan. So what's going on, Brian? Well, let me turn that off. Yeah, Brian's in Australia. But today, Brian, what time is it over by you? It's early, right? It's like afternoon or something.
Natty Gaines. Just.
Natty Gaines, what's going on?
Just you go online, brother.
Oh,
It's Saturday over there.
Oh, is it? What time is it over there, Brian? Oh, it's 11. He said it's 11:44 a.m. or 11:46 a.m. Wow.
Galen Merrick.
What's going on, guys? I'm just testing this thing out, doing a live here because I haven't done a live in a while. I did it with Joe yesterday, Joe Zapata. But I figure out I want to do some live stuff, even though, the reason why I haven't really done anything live is because ever since I had that little tiff over there, with, Dave and, Joe Zapata, we all had that little tiff. I've lost over 150 people on YouTube. So I have no idea why. I have no idea. But then when you lose like that many people, it just makes you not want to do.
Well, Natty Gaines says you got to
shit.
Natty Gaines says try and do these more when you.
Well, you know what it is, Natty Gaines. I'm going to be doing more, but it's just that I lost so many people, and when you lose that many people, it makes you feel like you say to yourself, "Why bother?" I lost a lot of people, and I don't know if it's because of that, because of the shit, with the Dave, when we had that, when we had that big thing about, all that stuff. I forgot it was even what the hell was that about again?
Martin Rachopi said you're rock, bro.
But but it is what it is. So I didn't want to, I hadn't done anything in YouTube. Plus, I just had the gallbladder surgery and everything,
He just got out of prison.
Who just got out of prison?
Martin Rachopi, and he wrote "You Rock, Bro."
Hey, Martin, man, congratulations getting out of that shithole. It's God bless you.
Natty Gaines said they ain't real fans then.
Well, thank you, Natty Gaines.
That guy said about Martin Rachopi.
Who?
Martin Rachopi.
Yeah.
He was locked up with Musclehead.
Oh, okay. He was locked up with Muscle. Yeah, Musclehead writes with Muscle Sport Mag. Well, Martin, good. I'm glad you're out, man. That's all. I've been there. It's no good. I was only in the county jail though. I wasn't in no heavy duty prison. But we had no rights. Guys in Club Fed, they're sitting there with their phones and working out and all that. We didn't have any of that shit. But then again, I was in jail. This was 24 years ago. Yeah. So I hadn't really done much, because of that whole argument. And plus, I also had the gallbladder surgery, so I'm just starting to train again. I'm going to be doing that Alabama show with Lee Priest, Jimmy the Bull, John Romano, and Dave, so we're all going to be doing that stuff together. Lulu, you got to read some of these things to me because I can't see.
Were you talking and then,
Oh, Jesus.
Galen Merrick says it's not a you problem, it's a them problem.
Thank you.
Martin Rachopi said.
Who said that? Galen?
Galen Merrick. Martin Rachopi said he does.
She's probably saying your name.
Martin Rachopi said he does a column in your magazine.
Yes, he does do the column. Yes, he does. He does it for Muscle Sport Mag. He seems like a good guy. I like him. He was friends with Boston Lloyd, and anybody friends with Boston Lloyd.
And Martin Rachopi said, Brian Pablo says, Greg, you see how many people support you, brother?
No, I appreciate that, Brian. But I did. I lost 150 people from that fight. I'm going to put on my because my boy Ace sunglasses. And, I have to wear sunglasses because of the eye. You see the eye, the giant pupil, So, anyway, You have no idea. If I go, these are the best sunglasses, the Ace sunglasses. They lighten up everything. Because when I go to, it's night, but there's lights there, and I cannot see. I'll have a big spot.
That guy Galen Merrick said, "See, Lucia saying it right."
Oh, okay. Well, Lucia got one thing right. Thank you, Galen.
Bitch, please.
But Lucia usually doesn't get it right. Lucia's going to be with me in Alabama, but she's going to be hiding behind me because she doesn't like to take pictures. She's over there like this. Oh my God, sweating and everything. But
Macho said, "Hey, cousin Greg."
Who said that?
Macho.
What's going on? Yeah. So I had the surgery, so that also made it so because I'm only 2 weeks away. I had the surgery 2 weeks ago, but and not for nothing, bro. Still look good, right? All that, why? Because it was natural 23 years. But I'm gonna. But anyway, what was I saying? But yeah, I lost 150 followers, man. Even on Instagram, my shit just dropped, bang, like that. And Johnny Bravo was telling me, don't worry about it, blah 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 blah. But I don't know what the hell I was about, because we're all friends. All that fighting stuff that went on over there and all that stuff, we're all friends. We just say, sometimes brothers argue. You see different things in a different light, But we're all going away. We're all going to be in Alabama together. Me, Jimmy the Bull, John Romano, Lee, like I said, Lee Priest, and Dave Palumbo. We're all going to be together.
Ironhead Houlihan, what's up from Laredo, Texas, brother? Much love.
Ironhead. Oh, geez, Ironhead's been around for a long time. He's one of my guys. I didn't know you were from Texas, Ironhead. Oh,
Galen Merrick says it's pronounced Galen.
That's what I thought. It was Galen. See, so she's not saying it right. See, you stuck up for her, but she's not saying it right. It's Galen.
But easiest pronunciation, haha.
Oh,
and then Martin Rachopi says, "Did you lose a lot of weight?" Yes,
I did lose a lot of weight, Martin. So what happened is, I think you guys already know. I had that ERCP thing where fucking stones came around and they choked. They were in what's called the branch. You have like a branch where all your ducts go into one, and then and it blocked my bile. Your liver produces bile, right? So if any of you guys have had your gallbladder, I can help you with this stuff. Look, I'm going to do a whole video on it because my doctor was like, "Dude, you're amazing." Because 4 days, I was the day of my surgery, I was already shopping at night with that Momo right there, the Miss Satan. But I'm just kidding. But we I had the stones went down, and that's when I was in a hospital when I almost died, because what happens is everything backs up, and all the bile backed up and went into my liver, which my liver was like a football. And I think I was saying this yesterday on Joe's show, that I was laying there, and it was like you could actually feel it, like almost like you're laying on a softball. That's how big that shit was. And then I had, it went into the pancreas, which I have pancreatitis, which is very, very bad. Bro, you want to feel pain, get pancreatitis. Talk to chicks that have had that and then have given birth, and they'll tell you, I give birth 100 times over and I have pancreatitis. So it's like somebody shot you in the stomach with a cannonball. And, then I had E. coli poisoning. I had all kinds of shit going on in that hospital. I was in it 2 weeks. So I lost in 2 weeks' time, I lost 25 pounds. I came out, I gained almost 10 pounds back, but then I lost it because I had to have the surgery just 2 weeks ago. So the first one was in February. That was when they had to go down my throat, and emergency surgery, and then take out those 2 stones. So they couldn't take out my gallbladder then because everything was so swollen. It could have killed me. What?
Ironhead Houlihan says the heat is at 107 and up in Texas.
The heat is. My girlfriend's over here, she bitches. She doesn't like the heat. Now I'm like, what kind of Mexican? You guys are freaking from the desert. What kind of Mexican doesn't like the heat, But then she'll, the other day, it's in New York, it's 80 degrees or 85, she's over here with a blanket wrapped around her in the house. So I'm like, what are you, crazy? You know what I mean? Get it 1 minute,
because of the AC.
Don't give me that because of the AC shit. You're a Momo. Anyway,
Brian Pablo says that the hospital consultation set you back with your training.
Yeah, the hospital does set you back with your training. The thing is that I got to do this freaking show in 2 weeks in Alabama. Now, of course, I'm not going to be on stage posing, but, I don't want to look like Pee Wee Herman standing there either, I mean, as you can see, I still have massive, but I'm only 175 pounds. I'm 5'6" and 175 pounds. But I was 195, hovering between 195 and 200, and I'm only on TRT, so which is 200 milligrams of testosterone. I do it with a doctor, so I'm not doing it on my own. And, I hadn't taken a TRT because I can't, because this doctor's like, now your liver's like a football, and I don't want to kill myself. But now I'm going right back. because, to just the 200, because I want to get, I need to, maintain some size here. Plus the piece you got. I got to give it to that one over there.
Jalen Merrick says Jimmy the Bull needs to be checked on more. I guess he's saying more.
No, you guys got to know that Jimmy the Bull's a great guy. You know how long I know Jimmy? I met him in 1991. So we know each other since 1991.
No, he's saying that he's a natural treasure.
No, he is. I know what he's saying. Yeah. I'm just saying, if you guys knew what he's like around, like when you go to dinner with him and stuff, he really believes all that flat earth stuff. But he's the great. Hey, Winmore, what's going on, my brother? He's a great guy. Like, even Lee, to great guys. I mean, we all slept we're in the same bed together and shit. I mean, I don't mean that in like a gay way. What I'm saying is, we're like really good friends. They come to my house. You've seen the videos of Lee in my house. Lee's going to come here again. We're going to do some crazy shit. But, Jimmy is a loyal guy. But let me tell you something. He's a bad dude. If you get him pissed off, bro, nobody knows this, but he's an MMA, he's a martial artist, big time. I mean, I seen him kick a ceiling. It was 7 feet tall, and his hands are like friggin' hammers.
Trump DeSantis 2024 says, out of all you whack jobs, Trump DeSantis 2024, Trump DeSantis 2024 is his name. Says out of all the whack jobs, Jimmy seems to be the most loyal and trustworthy. Oh yes,
Jimmy is a very loyal guy. Yeah, but Lee's loyal to all. We're all loyal to each other. You know what I'm saying? Like what I'm saying is like Jimmy, myself, Lee, and even George. Dave's a good guy. John's a good guy. But we're all like. They have their own thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Which is okay. I'm close with Dave. I'm close with John. We've all been together forever. Remember that the whack pack shit that started way before RX when we worked for Muscular Development and I was doing Ramblin' Freak and all that stuff. I was there 15 years. Only John Romano was there longer than me. He was there 18 years. So he was there 3 years before me. But what I'm saying is, we did the muscle mob. So I don't know if you remember that. And then George came in with his brother Bobby, who's insane. But we did the muscle mob over there, and we did it like a podcast, but like on the radio, like the MD radio show. So we were doing that stuff, all nutty, crazy stuff over there, way before all this,
Brian Pablo asked.
Brian Pablo's asking.
How is Lee? And then Martin Rachopi says, how big are the guns?
Who, Lee?
Brian Pablo asks, how is Lee? And then Martin Rachopi says, how big are the guns nowadays?
My guns are like friggin'. I'd say my arms are still pretty big, right? My arms pretty big still. I mean, they're good. I mean, you can't really see because I got a sweatshirt on. They're good. They're probably close to 20 inches still. I mean, they were really big. I'm not taking the Babanya though. You know what I'm saying? Again, and Lee's big. Brian to ask how Lee is. If Lee's doing good, Lee's Lee. Both Lee Priest and I. When you don't realize this, but Lee was natural for he started training at like 12 years old. So Lee Priest was natural for, I think he started taking the Bobanya, I think at 19, I think he told me. He doesn't bullshit me, okay? To say he trained like 7 years natural. He used to compete and do with his mother, okay? I trained 23 years natural, and then I started friggin' hitting the shit. But, I think that matters because even Lee can go to the hospital. I go to the hospital, come out of the hospital, I'm still jacked. I always walk around the hospital. The nurses they see me butt naked and shit. And they're like, dude, you're jacked. And I said, well, you got to see my muscles. Get it? You're jacked, meaning. But, so, if you well-trained muscle, we just talked about this the other day on Dave's, the RX show. Well-trained muscle responds better than untrained muscles. Guys that come into the gym and after 1 month of training start already doing the Babanya, those guys lose it too. You know what I mean? So, I was already a champion beating grown-ass men when I was a teenager, just like Lee. So what I'm saying, and when we're together, because it's Lee, myself, and Jimmy a lot, when we're together, we don't talk about bodybuilding. We never talk about bodybuilding, be honest with you. Jimmy doesn't even follow bodybuilding at all. But I mean, Jimmy was a power lifter and a martial artist. So we don't talk about that stuff. We talk about everything but that. You know what I mean? So it's so we're legit friends. We're not just friends with through weightlifting and stuff. There's a lot of guys I know, I'm friends with, but it's, bodybuilding is our common thread. With us, it's not, it's none of that, So, go ahead, read me she's supposed to read me the question. I can't see shit.
Talking, I can't read
what do you mean I'm talking? Go ahead, you say.
Polly A40 says, Greg, will my arms grow if I inject my TRT into them?
Paulie, who's asked me that?
Paulie A40.
Paulie A40 wants to know if his arms will.
If I inject TRT into them.
I believe that, yes, I do believe that. I believe, if you ever see a guy that does a lot of juice and sticks it, the babani, sticks it all in his ass and he gets a big fucking ass like this. I don't know. I always felt like injection sites swell. So if you're going to stick in your arm, I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? That's just my belief, So if there's your answer, Paul.
Martin Rachuka says, that was great. The Rambling Freak. I used to laugh my ass.
Thank you, Martin. I did the Rambling Freak. I actually still do the Rambling Freak. It's just that I do it for the last magazine. And your boy Musclehead works for it, and so does myself. Okay, Muscle Sport Mag, and so does John Romano. So we all still write columns. We write columns for that magazine, and I do a column. It's just like the Rambling Freak, but it's called Talking Smack. We can't call it the Rambling Freak because Steve Bleckman owns the rights to that title, and I'm still close with Steve, and I don't think he would care, but And Steve Bleckman's a fucking great guy. I hate when those guys put him down, and you'll never hear me get involved in it. Matter of fact, we have wars sometimes because I don't agree with them when they do that shit. When they start putting down Dave, I don't like that. Jesus, when they start putting down Steve, I don't like that because Steve's a good man. Whatever they got going, that's their business. But I'm not getting involved in that. Steve Bleckman's a good guy. He took me. I was a piece of shit. He took me out of the gutter and he gave me a shot. So
Pete says, "Yo, Greg, you should have your own talk show where you interview celebrities."
I'm going to be doing some stuff. Joe Zapata and I have a few things brewing. Some possible big things brewing. I would love to do my own show where I bounce off people because I don't like to talk about just bodybuilding guys. I follow. What's that?
Bastian P says, "I used to read your column in Switzerland."
Thank you, Bastillion. Is it Bastillion? Bastillion. I can't see his name.
Bastien.
Oh, Bastien. P. Yes, thank you, Bastion. I appreciate that. He's saying he used to read my column and stuff in Switzerland. Dude, I have celebrities and shit. It was funny because I think I might have told you guys, but Triple H, Paul, I'm friends with him, Paul Levesque. Paul got on stage and he was, we did a thing and they asked what part of muscular development did you like? He said, I love the Rambling Freak. That was my favorite. And Dave Palumbo was there. He was backstage. And Dave goes, hey! Like this. And then,
someone said you 10.
Oh, shit. Who sent that? AZ.
Greg,
thank you so much, my brother.
Greg, some old school magazines claim the golden era guys went all the way up on their toes like a ballerina when doing calf races with weight. Did you ever see that back in the day?
Yes. Okay, AZ, listen to me. I'm going to do a little calf thing in the gym, okay? Like you keep saying that. I'm writing on a delta. Part of me doesn't want to do delta just because you guys are busting my nuts about it so much. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it just about. Let me tell you about calves, though, okay? First of all, calves are a genetic thing. Either you have it or you don't have it. Now, you can improve the calf. If your calves absolutely suck and you got sticks in it. My father had such big calves. My son is like Lee Priest. My son is jacked like Lee Priest. Heavy thighs, gigundo calves. Doesn't even train him. My son's got like 22-inch calves. They're this big. You ever see Lee Priest up in person? Lee Priest calves are like, they're ridiculous. They're huge. Okay, I have big calves. I don't train them anymore, but I have big calves. But Lee's are like absolutely sick. So is my son. My son and Lee Priest are like myostatin freaks. My father was like that. My father had giant calves. But now listen to me. If you have bad calves, one of the problems most guys do, listen to what I'm fucking telling you now, okay, is everybody has this thing, go heavier or go home. You fucking idiots. Stop doing that. Your calves don't have a lot of blood flow because they're the furthest from your heart, right? That's why they tell you don't shoot the calves because you can get, all kinds of little abscesses and stuff. There's not a lot of blood flow in a calf. That's why when somebody gets a problem like diabetics, they get their toes cut off because the blood flow doesn't, if you eat bad and your blood flow is bad, you get your toes cut off, right? Because the blood flow, that's one of the furthest spots from your heart. You want big calves, use a moderate weight. Make it burn, go all the way up, yes, on your tippy toes, and then all the way down. Do high reps where you normally fail at like 20 and you get another 20. If you do 20 reps and you're like, fuck, it's burning. Now say, okay, it's time to do another 20. You watch what happens to your calves, okay? You got to go all up, all the way down. You got to stop worrying about heavy weight. You got to put blood in there. Reps, okay? I'm not telling you use a lightweight. I'm telling you use that. And then you really want to grow? Have no rest. When you get off, whether you're doing seated or whether you get off, I'm going to show you this in the gym. Do no weights. Stand there, okay, for like 30 seconds and just stand there and go up on your, like a ballerina. Go up on your tippy toes, down, up, up. I can't even do it. There's a wall here. And I'd have to, you wouldn't be able to see me. Just do no weight and then go immediately right back to your set. So there's absolutely no downtime. Your calves are just getting beat up the whole time. I promise you they'll grow and they'll fill with blood. You're going to have a pump like you never got, because you can't stand here and think that you're putting like, 800 to 1,000 pounds on a friggin' thing and moving those calves a little bit like this, like I see Momos do on a leg press. They go down, they put the leg press and they come down like this. And anybody can do that. Let me see, bury your ass, heels to your ass. What?
Somebody that I had reposted recently, something of yours.
Yeah.
They had commented, Greg, I shortened my rest periods like you said. Holy crap, I'm sore as hell.
Okay. I don't know. If you're reading comments, you told me it was somebody else said.
There's this one that says, Steve's magazine went out of business, so I don't think he owns the Rambling.
No, Steve doesn't own the Rambling Freak, and he did go out of business. But I respect Steve. Dude, listen, when you're good to me, I'm good to you. I never forget. Let me tell you something. That guy allowed me. I made so much money. I was allowed to take care of my children and be a father to my kids. I was at every one of my daughter's lacrosse games. My daughter's a fighter and shit. I went to every one of her events. Okay, from when she was a little baby, I was every day. You could not stop me. And I gave her so much money, my son money and everything. So, he allowed me to do that. Because if I had a normal job, I wouldn't have been able to do that. I wouldn't be able, you got to go to work. You can't be at your kids' school events. And, I would go on his class trips. I was like a school mom. I was the only father with a bunch of mothers.
Do
I
block this? Nice, simple shoulders, normal.
Yeah, he could say whatever. I don't give. Don't block anybody, dude. If you think I got synthol shoulders, why don't I have friggin' big arms? That's the stupidest thing.
When War Attack said
whatever.
When War Attack said the last time I injected TRT,
whatever.
TRT. The last time I injected TRT in my rear and quads, I couldn't walk for a week. Only in the delts.
Don't.
That's when War Attack.
Windward. Don't inject the quads. Don't inject the quads. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that. Dude, I tried one time when I first started taking steroids. I put a Sustanon in a thigh and I could not walk. I had to go to a wedding and I walked with stiff legs and it took days for that. I had fever. I was like that. And first of all, I have like naturally big, thick legs. And when I stuck that friggin' needle in, I felt it. It felt like I was ripping. It felt like I was stabbing it with a knife, And by the way, to the guy that says I have synthol shoulders, thank you. Because that means my shoulders are jacked and I haven't even friggin' done shit. Remember, you got out of a hospital. Yeah, friggin' Momo. Anyway.
And then when War Attack says, I miss old school muscular development magazine.
I miss old school muscular development too, but dude, the internet killed that. You got all these idiots on the internet that think that they know shit. You know what I mean? They don't know nothing. They have no idea. Some guy been training 2-3 years. He's taking a babanya, right? And now he's like, and they think that they know something. They're all of a sudden you're a personal trainer and all a coach. Get out of here.
How often do you take ephedrine? I had legitimate withdrawals from taking it a month straight. That's from Harry Doon.
Harry Doon wants to know how long I've been taking ephedrine or whatever. He said he had withdrawals. I don't take it every day. First of all, I'm very sensitive to stimulants. Okay, I'm very sensitive to that shit. Like I buy Bang. I drink root beer Bang, and I drink the cotton candy Bang. But the thing is, if I take even I just take 2 sips and shit, and I'm good. I never drank a whole can of Bang. Never. Okay, so I don't take stimulants like that. If I take an ephedrine, I'll take a Primatine, right? And 2 tablets of Primatine are equal to 25 milligrams, which is 1 serving. So they come in strips. Primatine. Fuck that bronchate shit. That's ephedrine sulfate. We don't want that. We want HCl. So if I was to take that, I take it on days where I'm really fucked, right? Where I'm like, shot or whatever. So if I was to take that, I take one pill and I bite it in half, and I take half a pill. So it's a quarter of a dose. All right. So one pill is 12.5. A second pill is 12.5. You add them together, it's 25 milligrams. So I take half of a 12.5. So what's that? 6 milligram, and then I can feel real good with that. I don't need a lot because I'm naturally friggin' hyper. All you guys like, oh, look at Valentino taking Adderall. He's like flying. I'm friggin' nuts. You know what I mean? I can't sleep because I fly so much. Like naturally, I'm talking about. Like I'm nuts. I need to, sometimes I got to take something to calm the hell down. I'm taking theanine and all this other shit.
Gregory Johnson said, "You're a great storyteller, Greg, and I really appreciate you and your raw life."
Thank you, Gregory Johnson. I appreciate that.
And then
I'm trying to see.
Read something. Okay, when we're at Texas, I still remember buying the old school VHS videos. Lee Priest, Flex Wheeler, Sean Ray short videos. They sold at GNC for $25 a pop.
Yeah. What? But listen, wait. Brian Pablo just asked me about Proviron. No, I didn't take Proviron. You know what it is? Listen to me, guys. You're talking to a guy who's like a creature of habit. I eat the same foods. I take the same drugs. You know what I mean? Like when I was taking steroids, I loved, you guys know this already. I love testosterone, bro. I'm a testosterone junkie. I love androgens. I like Anadrol. I like D-ball. I like Sten, which was that Mexican drug. I like stuff like that. I know it's Proviron's a good drug, so guys take it, anti-estrogen, blah, 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 blah. I don't really screw with that. I didn't really take anti-estrogens. I feel like the guys who have trouble with that, like estrogen problems and all other different kinds of things, I feel like those guys are younger guys because your own body, you throw your own body off. I didn't start taking steroids till I was like 35, just turned 35, late 34, 35. So that's when I started taking steroids. Remember, I was 64 now. So, but I mean, and I don't look 64, do I? I'm banging that right there. And how old are you again, Lucian? 37. So, what I'm saying is, I know my body. I didn't have problems with bitch tits. I didn't get acne. I didn't really get ball shrinkage. I feel like the younger guys who start all that shit young get those problems. Proviron's a great drug. All my friends love that shit. Okay, but I'm just a creature of habit. I loved Equipoise too. That's another one you throw on here. I liked I like shit that gave you a wallop. I love testpropanate because it just was a fast acting test. I would never take an oral, ever again because I'm 64 years old and I need to kill the liver. But I used to love them Polish D-balls, bro. You all know I've talked about my favorite drug ever might have been metanabol, which was Polish D-balls. It came in this orange strip. I think there was 20 in a strip. Oh my God. Those things were like a better version of Anadrol to me. I just responded with that shit and grew like there was no tomorrow. I love that shit. Once in a while, I would try something like Reforbit B, which was, liquid D-ball. I would shoot that, and I get, that's the one that gave me the friggin' where I had to get my right arm cut, in the TLC show. It goes in that. But that's not the hematoma was the other arm. That's a different story. The balloon arm, that was a hematoma. That was, oh, look, it's filled with synthol and oil. It's you fucking idiots. It was blood. I got the videos, but I didn't almost die. It wasn't pus, that wasn't from drug, Babanya. That was from getting hit with a bat.
When we're attack says Greg,
what?
Greg is looking good after all the stress with his surgery.
Thank you, Winmore.
You recover well, my friend.
Thank you, Winmore.
Mr. G's on here.
Mr. G, where's Mr. G? Mr. G, I would bring you on, but I don't know how to do that. I'm on my own thing here, so I don't have that sound. What do you call that shit that Joe uses? They all use the soundboard thing, whatever the hell it's called. That StreamYard. I don't have StreamYard. I'm like Jimmy the Bull. I got to burl an egg. But George, what's going on, my brother? Everybody say hello to Mr. G, Captain Protein's MMA Kitchen. We all love Mr. G. I was just talking about you, George. I was just saying how, you, myself, Jimmy, Lee, we're all like legit dudes and we're all legit friends. I'm saying? Like, there's no playing around. And, But George is like, George, I would bring you on here. I just, again, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to add a person. This is just my own little thing on a computer. I have no idea. I don't have that program, but I would bring you on because we could have some fun. I gotta find a way to do that. Or I don't have the schedule to go out and spend hundreds of dollars to get StreamYard, you know?
Aaron Guimond or whatever says, when you say steroids are American apple pie, bigger, stronger, faster physique was insane. Your physique was insane. Your neck was as thick as a tree, and just your whole body was mind blowing.
Thank you, Aaron. Aaron, what you guys don't understand is, I always had broad shoulders, even as a kid. So when I was under Jews, my shoulders were like this big. You know what I mean? I had like really big shoulders. You know, and I remember when I saw Ronnie in 1998, me and Ronnie Coleman, when I walked in, he goes to me, Jesus Christ, you know, because I was like really wide, man, you know, but I was born with it's wide clavicles, you know, I have like wide clavicles. You guys see my son? Oh my God. Right, Lucia? My son is a monster. If my son ever decided to work, he doesn't want to be a bodybuilder. He hates it. But if he had decided to be a bodybuilder and ever took the Babani, he would dwarf like Big Ramy. He's huge. He has that kind of jack, really broad, you know, but he doesn't want to do that. So it doesn't matter. I don't know if I'd want him to do it anyway. But thank you, Winmore. I appreciate that. What else did he ask? Lucy, I see guys asking all kinds of questions. Guys, just keep asking a question if she misses it. You know, I know her. She's probably over there.
Mr. G will be, oh my God, that's a hater.
What happened?
Because that's a hater because he said something about you before. It says Mr. G will be competing for the geriatric. Oh,
Jesus. You could say, don't talk about Mr. G like that. Listen to me. You know, unless you have the nutsack to post who you are instead of some bogus friggin', some little coward like, you know, screen name and you talk tough guy, that Mr. G would mop the floor up with you. See, you shouldn't say that, geriatric. You know what? He'll beat your little ass. Trust me. Listen. I'm not going to ban people unless you get really, really stupid. I don't ban anybody.
It's very easy. It says crazy easy. In fact, they give you a free basic usage of a good amount of data.
Yeah, but you know what, Winmore? I understand the whole StreamYard thing. Joe has it. Joseph, George has it. And George does Joe's show for him. I don't have StreamYard, and not for nothing, but I got a lot of bills to pay around this. I pay a lot of bills with a lot of people. I have a house with no mortgage and stuff, but I still got to pay a lot of bills over here. I live where taxes are ridiculous, you know. So what I'm saying to you is that, you know, I don't have the schedule to be thrown away. Like, even though it's a couple $100 or whatever the hell, $1,000. I don't remember what the hell it is, but I don't have that money to do that right now. Now, if I started making schedule doing this stuff and I was going to, make money doing this stuff, then that's a different story, you know. But I like to do stuff where, I like to talk about everything from Tara Prater, which is the dirt from, the Amazon. She'll tell you, that's all I do is watch, all that and history stuff. I like all that stuff. That's why I like Joe Rogan. I don't like when Joe Rogan talks really about MMA or other shit. I like when Joe Rogan gets into has Paul Rosalie on. Paul Rosalie is the guy that goes in the Amazon and all that stuff and tells you all kinds of insane stuff. That's the shit I'm really into, I don't really, I can sit here and talk about bodybuilding only so much, So I would do a wicked show, trust me, bro. And I'm pretty well knowledgeable on all that stuff. Lou, you're missing comments here. These guys are asking me shit. You guys, I'm sorry, I can't see. It's 64. When you get my age, you won't be able to see either.
Greg, I'm sure you've said it, but what was your best bench ever?
Wait.
What was your best
Greg,
bench?
all right, can you say my comment matters? I don't know what your comment was,
I think
Diego
he's just saying literally to just say that because I love them. There's nothing.
Okay.
Just saying to say that.
I'm trying to read these things. God, what'd you just ask me, Lucien?
Greg, I'm sure you said it, but what was your best bench ever?
Jesus, I used to take. He's asked, who said that? Who's asking me this?
Big time 1, 2, 2, 3.
I benched 485, and I wasn't even on shit back then. But let me tell you something. I'm an incredible presser. The only problem is, it makes my delts bigger. It doesn't hit the chest away. I have to do different things for my chest. It doesn't make my chest thicker. I won bench show. Look, go give me my plaque. I won a bench show. I think it's in a room, somewhere in a room. Ah, Fangul.
What?
The plaque, you know where I won a bench show? I won first place in a bench show.
Wait, is it small? Is it on the wall? Is it...
If you can't find it, I'll get it. Jesus Christ. Listen to me. I've won bench shows and stuff, but it's not because I benching's not my thing anymore, because it just doesn't build it for me. It doesn't hit the chest. It hits my delts and everything, and I get really, really strong. The greatest tricep workout I ever had was when I benched. When I remember when I first started bench, I couldn't even raise my hands to like scratch my head because my triceps were just so pumped. I used to take 315 in the gym, right, on an incline bench, and I would lay it on my chest like this. And I would fuck around with, hey, get it up, stuck. And the guys would come run over and I fucking pump it out like, almost 20 times. I was a monster when it comes to that stuff. The decline bench, I benched over the bench I'm talking about. I've done over 500 pounds. I once dropped it on me. My wrist gave out and I dropped it and it rolled across my face and almost broke, my bones and shit. It was, as a matter of fact, if you watch Fox News, Charlie Gasparino's my childhood friend. His brother was my training partner. They were the ones who had to pull that off me. You know what I mean? His brother Jimmy, who's a doctor now, was the one who pulled me. So if you watch Fox News, Charlie Gasparino, to me, he's Chucky, but they're the ones who pulled that off me. Lou, these things are going on over here. I'll find it. It's right there. It's right out in the open somewhere. I've shown you guys my bench press shit, my bench press stuff. AZ says, I don't know. AZ, I'm sorry the other day. You were the one that was breaking my nuts, right? With the Dave Palumbo show. Yeah, thank you, my brother. I don't feel over 50 at all. But I feel like I'm 30. You know what I'm saying? And let me see here. Greg, what language do deaf people think in? I don't know. Will you tell me what language do deaf people think in? Greg, do you ever do any collection work for the mob? I didn't do collection work for the mob. I've done a few little stupid things like that. I really don't. I've done a few dumb things when I was young. I'm talking about when I was young. You know what I mean? Like 30 and stuff, like in the very early 90s. He's asking me if I ever did collection work for the mob. It was low-level idiots. I never did anything with any big guys. I've met John Gotti Jr. and stuff, but I never got involved with that because there's no getting out of that shit. And those guys are all like, when you're around those guys, they're like being around pit bulls. They look at you and everybody, you could be nice. How you doing? What's going on? And they just look at you and they'll do this, like that. And just stare at you. And you're like, did I do something? You know what I mean? Like, see, it's not even like I just knew, let's not get involved with them. But I've been around them. I'm not going to say too much, but it's just not, it's not good. I don't like that kind of shit,
What is it? What are you talking about?
He's asking me if I ever collected money for the mob. Certain things that you know about. I've done some. Yeah, because he said. I've done some bad things.
Thanks for answering the question.
Like robberies and shit. Like, I'm not gonna read. I shouldn't even say that stuff.
Greg, I'm a genie living in Texas and love it. You should come down here. We need more.
Who said that?
Paulie A40.
Paulie A40. All right, God bless Paulie in Texas. Yeah, you never know. Who knows? You never know if I show up down there. But, it's hard because, I'm used to New York Italian shit. So we're, the Italian food, the real, the good stuff.
Gregory Johnson says, what's that memory pill you take in support?
I take Game Face.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, where is that? Do you have where's my shit? My Game Face. No, I think it's over there on the.
By the computer?
Yeah, in the half wall over there. No, by the half wall.
I got it.
I take Game Face. It's really good. My friend's the ones who designed this shit. One of them just died. Not from Game Face, but I take that right there, Game Face. Because you know why? Because it has the lion's mane, 800 milligrams. Dude, this shit smokes. It smokes Joe Rogan. That shit that Joe Rogan takes, dude, that's child's play shit. Go look at this shit on a, what do you call it? What's the name of the Game Face supplements? What's the name of the website? The Game Face supplement? His GameFaceSupplements.com, something like that. And Google the ingredients. Okay, there's I don't know. It's got all that shit, heparazine, all that other crap in there. DMAE, all that stuff. But it's got, it's potent. There's 800 milligrams of lion's mane in a serving now. So I like that stuff. This is what I like, You don't fly from this. But you mix this with something that makes you fly, like pre-workout, holy shit, you'll be solving, like, solving equations, MC squared equals, like, holy shit, it really gets you going. Because, I don't know, it's something about lion's mane, the heparazine and all that other shit that's in it, DMAE, there's a whole, read all that stuff. I can't, you can't see because I see the friggin' whatever that shit is, but this shit's good. GameFaceSupplements.com, and they sell it cheap, so. My girlfriend helps him out. It's my friend who like discovered it. He discovered it for Alzheimer's. He made that shit for Alzheimer's. So, but it's good stuff. If you give it to people, it has to build up in you. You don't just take it and all of a sudden, But if you do take it with pre-workout, forget about it. One more. When I was 15, Lou, you're not reading these things.
Greg, what's your current source?
When I was 15, 19,
so you're reading or am I reading?
Yeah, you got to read, but I'm trying to stick my face in the camera here just so I can read. Because one more was asking me something, I was 600 pounds, and he was deadlifting 600 pounds. Good for you. I'm a natural bencher, but it doesn't do shit for the chest for me. It's just all triceps and deltoids. My delts and my triceps grow so easy. I don't even have to train them.
Santiago Fabiano, Greg, what's your current source of money nowadays?
My current source of money? Male prostitute. No. No, I still, you guys think like I don't work. This is the funniest fucking thing. I still work in the industry. You know what I'm saying? I still work for Generation. I work with Joe Pietaro from Muscle Sport Mag. I get paid. I work for, RX and everything. But I also we sell my girlfriend and I. Oh, Joe's here?
Greg,
George. Oh, Jesus, Mary and Joseph. George, man, you didn't have to do that. Thank you, George. Dude, that's George Zapata, guys, right there. That's the man. George is the man. George is a lot of the Ring Magazine and all them, and we're working on a possible little project, right, George? Joe told me some stuff today, so we'll don't want to say anything because I'm going to jinx it. You know what I mean? Because I'm a jinxer. Yeah, but thank you, George, man. You rock, bro. Georgie's Bagels, too, by the way. If you're anywhere near Berwick, Pennsylvania, go visit Georgie Bagels. That's him right there. He's got a boxing ring downstairs under the bagel shop, bro. Where they box, bro, and it's real. It's no joke. So,
hey, Greg, from Buffalo, New York. That's Gary DeMarco.
Oh, Gary DeMarco. What's up, my brother from Buffalo?
These beats. Says, do you feel different from having your gallbladder taken out, and does it affect your workout now?
These beats.
Maybe your diet, maybe.
No? Yeah, well, I do. He's asking if do I feel different with the gallbladder taken out. I do, because see, it's a little bit. At first you get a little bit of diarrhea because the you're not the bile still secreting bile. You still secrete bile. Your liver makes bile, but there's no longer a gallbladder that stores the bile and releases it when you eat fats. You follow me? So now the liver's got to adjust to just, releasing bile when you eat. So that affects me a little bit. I don't have diarrhea real bad, but a little bit, which is normal. That's just, to be expected. But I'm a diabetic, so I have to watch, the fats and the carbs, and that's the pain in the ass. Oh, shit, Will Denby's here. What's going on? Did he? Oh, geez, Will, you didn't have to. Thank you, Will, so much. I appreciate it. Good to see you, my Lucia. Read what Will wrote. I can't see too well.
Come see us in Florida.
Oh, Will, you're in Florida. Yeah, definitely. I got to make my way down. I'm one of the only people who's never been in Florida, Will. And Will, I'll send you I don't talk about this too often. It's a very not too well known. But I think you're on the job, right, Will? Do you know I was on a job for 2 years? I'll send you pictures of me. I'll talk to you privately. I'll send it to you on Instagram, Will. Okay?
Yeah.
So I don't like to talk about it. It's like kind of an embarrassing thing to me. It's the reason why I wore both. I wore the blue uniform and the orange jumpsuit. But from 84 to 86. That's why it would start. I would have been on forever, but I got hit in the eye with a wire that blinded me, blah, 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 and I left and opened a gym, and blah, 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 and the rest is history. But I'll explain that to you. Will, I'll send you some pictures. You're going to gag because there's a young me in those pictures. I'm still built, but, what?
When we're attacked, says, great. Greg, you drained your biceps back in the day. I have currently been sticking a syringe in my gums to drain a tooth infection. It's the size of a baseball. Might have to go to the doctor.
Winmore, go to the doctor. Stop fucking around. I drained a bicep of. I tried doing that. as a bodybuilder, we're all fucking nuts, you know. So I've gotten the old infections over the time where I've drained pus. You know, I'm not gonna lie. You know, that's what happened to the right arm where I got the biceps with the hole in it. That's because an emergency room doctor cut it. He wasn't supposed to cut it. I should never have listened to my girlfriend, the one who passed away. I should never have listened to her. She made me go to the hospital, you know, when I could drink. But when you start getting shit in your gums, Winmore, don't play around with that. You're going to wind up killing yourself, or you're going to get a bad infection. And I made my infection worse by keep fucking sticking a needle in there. I'm not talking about the hematoma, guys. That's a different animal. That was not an infection. I was hit by my son, who was 9 years old at the time. My son now is Army, was Army Intelligence Special Ops. Now my son is NSA Intelligence. He's digital forensics. I mean, he does digital forensics. He's 34 years old, 35, whatever the hell he is. You know what I mean? So that's how long ago that hematoma was. People still like, are you okay? Is your arm okay? Oh, Lucia, somebody else put something here.
Toronto muscle.
Toronto, thank you, my brother. What is it? What is he asking me?
In your opinion, what caused Palumbo to not get his pro card, even though he was such a freak? And did you ever see him compete?
Oh, yeah, I know Dave for years. Let me tell you about Dave Palumbo. The guy was a monster. I got to be honest with you. I've seen him 325. He has a different build than a big Ramy or what's that? What's that other guy's name? Oh, Lee's on here. Lee, I would get you on here, but I don't know how the hell to. I don't know how to do that. You know what I mean? I don't, because I'm only on my own thing. I don't know how to do it. I don't have StreamYard. But Lee, I'm gonna get you.
I'm gonna need your face. Take off your glasses.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Give me a minute. So Toronto, what I wanted to explain. I wanted to answer his question. Dave was a monster. He was an absolute monster. And these guys like Nick Walker have these really broad shoulders. They have a different build than Dave, but I think Dave was bigger than them. Dave was shredded. I mean, I'm talking about in the off season when he'd be eating McDonald's. He was more ripped than those guys are on stage. That's the crazy thing about Palumbo that people freak out over, is the fact that he was shredded, veiny, hard, grainy in the off season when he'd be eating shit. So he was a monster. He would have won his pro card easily, because he's today they give guys who play second their pro card. You know what I mean? And you can win the Joe Matarazzo Classic and get a pro card today. Back then you had to win either the Nationals, the USA, or whatever. But so wait, Lee was asking me something. Wait, Lee, speak for yourself. I'm the same. Yeah, when you get these, like, whenever we get, like, if you get a little abscess, we're used to sticking needles in there and pulling shit out. And, I've done that many a time. But, if you get something in the teeth up here, that's big different from the muscle, man. I wouldn't play with that one more. So if I were you, definitely go get that checked out, because you can make it worse. I made an abscess worse one time because I kept jamming it with a needle. And I couldn't get all the pus, and I actually annoyed it, and it got cellulase and wound up in a hospital. So we don't want that. Lee, I would bring on. I don't know how to do any of this shit. Lee Priest in the house. Lee, Brian Pablo, your countryman, is saying hello to you right there. My boy Brian Pablo. Harry Nuts in the house. Dave looked horrible. You know, it's his structure is what stopped him. What do you want? Hold on 1 second, guys. What? Here, hurry up. Just do 1761. Jesus Christ. She's a pain in the ass, man. Lee's in Nashville right now. Yes. Okay, that's right. Because Lee, I'm going to see Lee in 2 weeks. We're going to have fun. Lee's in Nashville. He's performing at Elvis's mansion. And I'm just kidding. Wait, hey, but Steve, Lucia, hate to harp, but on this, but StreamYard is free. Where? StreamYard's free? I thought you have to pay for that shit. If it's free, it's for me. Then I'll download that shit. I would love to get Lee on here, but I can't. I don't know how to do that shit. I'm not on a phone, Lee. I'm on a computer. And, I just have the normal, go live shit. So I don't know how to get anybody on. Otherwise, we could fuck around. Flubber Lane, what's going on, man?
You make me happy, Greg. Love watching and listening. Philippe, let's pray.
Thank you, Philippe. I really appreciate that. Gregory Mara, any good Lou Ferrigno? Lou Ferrigno and I do not get along. Now, Andy Ferrigno, okay, his brother, and Matt Ferrigno, his father, and I forgot his cousin's name because I used to deal with his cousin too. I used to buy equipment off them. Those guys, we used to have a blast. I'd go down, below his gym, and they'd give me all kinds of free, I still have all this stuff here in this house. You know what I mean? I sold some of it, because, but because I really don't lift weights in the house here, but I still got all the attachments, his attachments. They were great. Lou and I don't get along. Lou, for a long time, I don't get along with Lou. So it's I said I'm not going to bash him and stuff. Because first of all, I don't want to get sued because he's a sue artist. You know what I mean? Lee's buddies with Lou though. Wait, what's Lee saying? I leave Nashville on Monday, get home Wednesday, and then. Wait a minute, Lee, you're going to go back? You're going back to Australia? You're not going to Australia? And then coming right back here in 2 weeks? Holy shit. Tell us the beef between Maddie and Lou. Harry, I know the beef because I'm the one that got all that shit. I was in the National Enquirer and I hooked up Andy Ferrigno with the whole National Enquirer. It's just a long story. I really don't want to. I don't want to get involved in that family shit anymore because it caused a lot of trouble, with me. But I stuck up for Andy, and Andy Ferrigno loves me. It just has to do with using the Ferrigno name and Lou not being happy about that because he didn't get the shuttle, went to his brother and his father and everything, whatever. But it's a long story. I really don't want to say too much because it causes trouble. And right now, I don't need any more trouble. That shit's died down. And I told Ferrigno, I'm not saying shit about you. Don't say shit about me. We'll leave it at that. You know what I mean? I don't want to cause any more trouble, especially it's family shit, Now, Lou, you got to read these things here. What did Lee say? Because I think Lee said he's going back home. Maybe I'll call you, Lee.
I leave Nashville on Monday, get home on Wednesday, and then fly back next Wednesday.
Dave Palumbo will go down in history, as did HGA's got Palumbo was he knows the structure, you know what I mean? He had that LeBons, but I can't say the guy was shredded more than anybody at that size is just monstrous. He was a monster. And ripped. He was 325 and ripped. 325 and ripped. That's insane. That's like today, it's not the same. You and the Incredible Hulk don't get along. No, we don't get along. Me and Incredible Hulk do not get along. And I got to watch what I say because he will sue me. One more attack. What's cool is that you free stream and package. Yeah, my girlfriend's looking at Winmore. My girlfriend's looking into that right now while we're speaking. She should be reading the questions here because I got to stick my face this close to the camera. But, hey, Greg, do you have a day job? Yeah, I work with my girlfriend here. We sell shit. Lee knows. We see no junkyard.
That's not somebody like a fan.
No, I know. I don't care. Yeah, I've had a day job my whole life, so it doesn't matter. What do you think? I live for free? I live in the highest tax bracket on the planet. What do you think I get? I don't pay my bills here. Anyway, you could sneak up. You could sneak up behind Lee. Lee's a funny guy. If you're around Lee, he's a fun guy to be around. I can't wait, Lee. We're gonna fucking prank the shit out of Dave when we're out there and we gotta do some fucked up shit to him. Yeah, back home and then back again. Jeez, Lee, I don't know. I know you don't like being on a plane. I don't know how you do it. God bless you. God bless. Because I'm stressing freaking flying out from New York to friggin'. I don't know how you do it. Then that's a friggin' drive. Yeah, Felipe, we're going to be in Alabama. Me, Lee, Jimmy the Bull, John Romano, Dave Palumbo. So Harry Nutt, I felt bad for Lou, how mad he was. Listen, Oh boy, you guys with the roof right now, you're not gonna leave it alone. Listen to me, okay? There's some kids who need a kick in the ass, all right? And when you're a loving father, sometimes you gotta poke them a little bit. Like, if Matty Ferrigno didn't break Lee's, Ugats, I said Lou's Ugats, maybe Lou might not have been. Who knows if he would have ever stepped on stage and been the guy he was? He drove him. Sometimes it's called tough love. When you have a kid that's like, I don't know, I'm scared of it. Yeah. Remember, like the Godfather? Godfather, I don't know what to do. They won't let me in the movies. Be a man. Stop crying. Sometimes you got to do that. I won't get too deep into it. I know Maddie. I know the brother Andy. I'm still, you could ask Andy. Andy will go, don't say a word bad about Gregg Valentino. That's my guy. So that's all I care about. Anyway, what are we talking about here? Your girlfriend rocks. No, she doesn't, because she's over here. What do you want, Instagram? What the hell are you doing? No, I'm looking into StreamYard right now.
Figure it out.
She's trying to figure it out.
Do you ever meet Eduardo Kawa?
Yes, I have picture. There's a picture of me and Eduardo on Instagram. If you go to my Instagram account, what's my Instagram account? Gregg she does it. Gregg _ Valentino. You'll see me and Eduardo Kawak. He was all right, and he's a little strange, but obviously he wasn't American. So.
Valentino, yeah.
Yeah, Gregg _ Go to Instagram, Gregg _ You'll see Lee Priest. Did you see that picture of me and Sean Ray? I actually tagged you and I said, look, this is for Lee Priest, because it's a picture of me and Sean Ray. We look like we're having a gay dinner together. It's funny because he was young and I was young. It's when he first became a pro. He was like 20, 21 years old. So I'm sitting at a table with him. We're having dinner. And I had I don't know. I don't know if I had my arm around him or what, but it looked like he had his arm on my lap. We looked like two gay guys. That's cozy. That real GH and sold the fake one. Lee. I know what Lee's talking about. That's cute. Oh God, that's funny. Is Jimmy really going to Alabama? Yeah, he's going to Alabama. Yeah, he's getting paid to go to Alabama, and everything's paid for. Yeah, he's going to Alabama. If me and Leo, we'll go over his house and drag him out. He's going. He can't wait to hang out with us. Trust me. Jimmy's going. Do you think that something is going down in Alabama between Jimmy and Larry? No. All that stuff. Who's the one that? I'm the one that broke that whole thing up, because I said to Larry, you should be saying, Dave, why are you asking me about? There was no beef. There was no beef between Larry and Jimmy. Dave just brought that up to Larry. So do you think you could fight Jimmy? What would happen if Jimmy used to? Why'd you do that? Why do you do that? Why are you starting trouble? And Larry saw what I was saying. He was like, you know what? You're right. He said, I have no problems with Jimmy. There's no problem here. I'm not going to say anything about that. But trust me, Jimmy the Bull is no joke. Okay? He can handle himself. I fly back from Sydney to LA to Atlanta to Alabama. Yeah, I'm going to Lee, I'm going out Thursday, so I'm going to be in a hotel then. I'll see you there. I'm going out 2 weeks from yesterday, and so we could be there Friday for that stupid meet and greet thing that we got to do. But it's not stupid. I don't know why I said stupid, but it's for the meet and greet thing. And I got to do the same thing. I got to go to Atlanta, and from New York to Atlanta, then to Alabama, because there's no direct flights to Alabama. I got to bring a banjo. Anyway, any Frank Zane stories? Frank Zane's a weirdo. That's what I could tell you. I've met Frank a million times. I don't like his personality. I don't like the kind of guy he is. And, what's his name? Leon Brown told me a story how one of his students, got smart ass with him and actually smacked him in the face. And he didn't do a goddamn thing because he was a school teacher. And Leon Brown goes to me, same situation happened with Kenny Waller, who was also a school teacher. And the difference is Kenny Waller knocked the kid out. I love that. Frank Zane is a weirdo. I'm sorry. He's a weird guy. He's not like on my radar. You know what I mean? I don't hate the guy. He's a good guy in that way, but great bodybuilder. He's got a great physique. But he's a weird guy.
Have you recovered from the laryngeal surgery?
Have I recovered from the? Oh yes, yes. Thank you, my brother. I have recovered from. I had throat cancer. They cut me, across here all the way down to here, and then they went down my throat and they cut out both, not only my tonsils, but I have muscles in my throat that like they cut out. So it's like I sometimes, that's why I cough sometimes, and because I swallow a little weird. You know what I mean? But hey, listen, I had 3 surgeries in 5 weeks. I almost died. The first one they botched. The second one they got, and the third one it was a bad bleed. Which that's the one that almost killed me. Do you think something's going down? No. Fly back there. Yes, Lee's going to be there. Oh, Lee's going to be there the 19th. So you're to be there Wednesday? Because we're going to 20th, right, Lou?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to 20th. I can't wait to see all you guys. And Lucia, you're going to be. Are you going to be there on video on RX with once in a lifetime event? Winmore, are you going to Alabama? If you do, you got to come see us, man. Well, you come hang out with us. Joe Zapata's going to be there too. Joe Zapata's going to take it to somebody out there. So I'm not going to say who. We're going to leave that to Joe to talk about. But there's somebody he's not happy with, and Joe Zapata is a black belt in judo and a black belt in jiu-jitsu. Was taught judo by Gene LaBelle, was his instructor. He's in the magazines, in Karate Magazine. He showed the magazine. His instructor was Gene LaBelle, and his other instructor was one of the Gracies, Roaring Gracie or whatever. That's his black belt. That's his jiu-jitsu instructor. So Joe's a nice guy, but don't piss him off. I hear you, Greg. I've always loved Dizzy Willow. Yo. Okay, Greg, what's up with my man? Thank you, Lee. I'll be there the 19th. Glad to hear. Hi, Greg. Finally caught up here. Okay, good. Thank you, Sandro. Sandro's one of my guys on here. Sandro gets my respect. I study human psychology. I'm trying to read. I got my face in here. Lucia should be doing this, but she's online over there. I don't know what she's doing. Friendly. Jimmy could hold his own, but Larry is nobody to cross. No, I didn't listen. I'm not going to get into who's going to win between Larry and Jimmy. I already know in my brain, but they're both good guys. I'm not going to get into that. Just trust me. Jimmy the Bull is a monster, an absolute monster. And here's my boy, George. George, Big Greg and Lucia, when you guys getting married? George, don't say that with Lee Priest here, because Lee Priest has been trying to marry me and Lucia because he's a minister. We don't want to get married. We've been together almost 18 years. We're good. We're like common law wife. And if you were around me and Lucia, we're like, if you watch my cousin Vinny, we're exactly the same. Me and her. She does that same stare at me. Like, we remember, and like, Vinny's like, what do you give me that look for? She does the same fucking look. But Greg, Lucia, Waller was a brawler from what yes, Harry Nutt. Believe it or not, Kenny Waller was a bad dude. I love him. I love that just because of that. I grew up in Fair Lawn, New Jersey, been to Strong and Shapely a couple times. Yes, thank you, my brother. I can't see. It's R.E.
Oh, shit. Harry Nutt said, I saw you on Howard Stern. You should contact him, telling him you're looking for a fight.
You saw me on Howard Stern, because I was on Howard Stern after I had the fight with Mark Wahlberg, because Stutter and John was there, and Stutter and John told Howard they had me try to fight Wahlberg. I had to fight with him in a nightclub. I had him in a headlock and a scissors, but I got my ass beat bad by his crew. Woo! I was thrown at it. It was in Limelight. It's 1994, though. You know what I mean? He was Marky Mark back then. But I had him dead to rights. But I got my ass. They were kneeing me in the face. His crew. It was like with 10 guys, bro. And the bouncers, too. They were on his side. By the time I was done, me and my partner, Paul, we got thrown out of that club. I had to stand and hold my pants. Like, I had no pants left. I had to hold my pants closed. I would have been naked with my piece of legard hanging out.
Oh, God.
So that's why Howard Stern had me on the show. He wanted me and Wahlberg to fight in a ring. So for money, I'll do anything. I fought Mike Tyson. I don't care if he kills me. My girlfriend would be like, just make sure that I'm in the will. If he kills you, we need that money.
One word, I want to know about Lucia. How is she doing with all the stress with the family and holding down the fort?
Oh, Lucia's good. Lucia's great. Thank you. She stayed in the hospital with me every day. Lucia's a trooper, you know. But Lucia's very shy. I'm going to say that right now. So if you guys see her, she's going to be like kind of hiding and stuff. You know, she's not.
Gregory Mara says, just got my test checked. I'm 43 and it's 950. In your opinion, is that good?
Gregory, if you're 43 and your test is 950, then no doctor's going to give you a test at that. That's a great number.
Brian Pablo says his is 979.
Brian Pablo, that's a great number. Those are great numbers, bro. You know what mine was like a friggin' 100. I had the testosterone of a girl. That's because I abused the shit out of it. But you know what I mean? Oh, George, what's George saying here? That would be great. That's the great deception. George is my boy.
Lee says he's been to Alabama many times for Klan rallies. LOL.
Lee said he's been. Oh, Lee's funny. He said he's been to Alabama many times for Klan rallies. You know what's funny? If you guys knew Lee Priest, that couldn't even be further from the truth, because that guy's the last guy that's racist. I know some of you people think that, but he's not. You know, he's been with black chicks. He's lived with black dudes. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, Chris Cormier. You know, he just says these things. He's playing around. But there's people who actually believe, see, I told you he's a racist. And he's not. You have to know Lee. He's not. He's a good man. Lee is a good man. Lee's one of my favorite people. I want to know about Lucia. Okay, yeah, you read that. Okay, Lucia. Do you have a sister? Yeah, Lucia's got a couple sisters. And one of them's really good looking, by the way. Better looking than Lucia. Mm-hmm. Lucia's like, She is. She's really good looking. She's fucked up, but she's really good looking. Not that Lucia's not fucked up.
God. Mr. G said Lee should bring your white sheets. Oh.
Lee should bring your white sheets. Lee's going to come out there with a hood and stuff. We should do that shit. Lee, we should prank Dave. We should get like a hood and all that stuff. And we'll like go in his room and leave it in his room. And then we'll tell the hotel, listen, we saw this stuff and we're really disturbed about it. Have them find it, like maybe outside his room, right on the doorstep or something like that. Get him in trouble. Just for the fun of it. We'll do it to Romano. What else here now? Klan rally. Yeah, Lee's only kidding, guys. I was tested 350 and my doctor years ago wouldn't. Yeah, because you know why, Winmore? If you're not like, I think it's 250 is the number. If you're above 250 or 225 or something like that, and that's low. That's still low. 350 is still low too. But you know what? You got to find the right doctor. They won't. Most doctors won't do that shit. Should be billing away. Let's see here. Total test is not as around as free test. No, I know what you're saying, but you got to understand, doctors go by that number, and the doctors have to. If your number's considered high, 250 is considered. Well, that's normal. Dude, that's so low normal. It's like it's bad normal. But a doctor, you know, I'm not gonna risk my life. You know, they get crazy about that shit. You know. Yes, he said that's Aussie humor. Yes. Wait, I can't see. Lucy, you should be helping me with this, man.
Mine was 1,500, said Mr. G.
Mr. G said mine was 1,500. Well, were you on the shit when you got it tested? Hey, be quiet.
You're the Joe Rogan of bodybuilding.
You got made great.
Philip Lesbury said, Greg, you're the Joe Rogan of bodybuilding, I think.
Thank you, Philip. I appreciate that. Oh God, Lee's funny. He said Lee's the grand wizard now of the cake.
Joseph Clark says, how tall was Larry Scott when you met him? He looked
he wasn't much taller than me. He's maybe 5'7". Larry. He was close to. I felt like he was close to my height. I don't know. He's a nice guy though. He was a really good guy, Larry Scott. He was very mellow. Sandro, why do guys in the 1970s, 80s have all the lines? It's that you know what it is? It's because guys today just are so drug-oriented, okay, that they're so drug-oriented, they destroy their lines. Look at Rich Gaspari, right? When Rich Gaspari was placing every year, it was like 197, 180, whatever, and he was placing second to Lee Haney in the Mr. Olympia. Only Lee Haney was beating him. And then he tried to put on mass, right? And he went up to like 215, and he was placing 10th, 11th because his waist got thicker. Same thing happened, I think, to Samir. But that's why, because the guys are worried about getting too big and they destroy their lines. It's that. Look at Lee. Lee, what did you say you weighed? What, 198, 199, something like that? Look at him. Look how thick and built he was. If he went in at 220, which he probably could because he's a hyper responder, he might look like a friggin' you know what I mean? But it kills the lines. You didn't see no gut bloat on Lee, right? You didn't see no big belly or any of that shit. You got, you don't want to sacrifice your lines. Today, these guys all have giant asses. I've been backstage. What do you got? A 40-inch ripped waist with abs, ripped 40-inch waist with a giant caboose on them. They're striating. But who the fuck wants to see it? It's a fucking ass, like a big fat woman's size. It's that size, but it's ripped. That's not good. Every guy today has giant thighs. There's no such thing as a guy who just has nice shaped, every one of them has these fucking, garbage pail thighs. It's not normal.
Jack Krauser.
Thank you, Jim Wilson.
Jack Krauser says, I miss your regular videos with MSM.
Jack, thank you, Jack. I appreciate it. I'm still with Joe.
Muscular.
Yeah, Joe. It's Joe's.
Muscle Sport Mag.
Right. What's
John Scuderi said photo physiques are all ugly compared to the late 90s.
Oh yeah, John Scuderi. Well, John Scuderi's in here.
Yeah.
Hey, John, how you doing, brother? Yeah, John. John, you're right. You're right. The physiques, because everybody today's huge. Everybody today's huge. I mean, you look at the great physiques. All those guys. Lee Labrada. Who's I oiled him up for a show. I think he was 191 at the most at one time. Danny Padilla was like 178. All these great bodybuilders from those eras, they were not big. Today, a guy, that size, again, I have a friend, my friend Alessandro Savi is 5'1", he's like 250, 255. The guys today are just humongous. And I feel that's why, the physiques look so different. Greg, do you have any relations with Dorian Yates? Do I have any relation with Dorian Yates? We work together. We've been together many times. Been in the clubs with him. The answer to that is not really. He was mad at me for a few things at one time. And then Steve Blackman told me to go off on him when he pulled that Holocaust shit. You know what I mean? Like the Holocaust was fake. So I did go off on him. We're not enemies or anything. I respect Dorian Yates very much so for what he's accomplished. I don't like anybody that denies the Holocaust. That's absolutely insane to do that. What do you think let's get a bunch of skinny Jew actors, lay them in a pile. Wait, stay there. Take a get out of here with that shit. It's so I don't like all that. Some of his thinking is a little left field for me, but that, listen, I don't have anything against him. He's a great bodybuilder. I like what he did. I like this, that rugged physique he had. It wasn't the prettiest, but I don't have any problems with him. Greg, did you ever meet Serge Nubret? Go on my Instagram and scroll. You got to scroll. You'll see pictures of me and Serge Nubret. I've met him a million times. Yes. But if you got to go to my Instagram, Gregg_Valentino, and you got to scroll. I'm not really good with Instagram because Lucia does it. And as you see, she's supposed to be reading these comments. Where is she now? She was sitting right there. I don't know where the hell she is. Maybe she's in the bug house, meaning the bathroom. Greg, how are you doing, man? Our regular videos with MSM. Okay, thank you, Jack. Yes, so that okay. Okay, John Scuderi. What's good, Greg? Same old shit, John. Just a dog chasing his tail or flying the ointment. You know what I mean? Greg, can you give your honest opinion, unfiltered, of Jay and Phil claiming small cycles? No, it's bullshit. There's no, you can't do small cycles. Not at that level. Those guys. You know what I'm saying? I like Jay Cutler as a person. I think he's a nice guy. He's kind of witty, but he has that kind of humor that you're not sure if it's, like if he's joking or not. You know what I'm saying? I like him. And then, Phil, those guys are genetic freaks, though. They are. I don't think that they were doing the kind of drugs that these guys today are doing. I mean, it's so evident, that these guys. But, I don't like when a guy says, I just did a little bit of test, a little bit that guy, nothing much, because that, at that level, you really have to, these guys won the Mr. Olympia and for years, and to have that kind of mass and all that shit. I just think that, they definitely did the Babanya. I don't know if they did as much as other guys did. I can't tell you for sure what anybody did. But, I don't believe that, when guys say I did very little, like next to nothing or any of that kind of shit, that's not true. You're not at that level. And not when you win in the Mr. Olympia every year. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're dying trying. Jay did everything he could to beat Ronnie. I mean, every year it was him against Ronnie. So he did whatever, whatever it takes, as Rich Piano would say. Do whatever it takes. So he did whatever it took. And if it meant, doing some shit, he did some shit. Now, these guys today are on a totally different level than that as far as taking stuff. Now, Jay's physique destroys these guys today, in my opinion. So I'm not the biggest Phil Heath fan, I don't like the way, sometimes he gets butthurt over things, but I don't dislike the guy. I think he's a good guy in that sense, but I just, he has a great physique. Too much drugs would destroy their physiques. I can tell you that now. They would look like these guys today, they would walk around with this giant gut and they'd walk around with these huge thighs that are like, wheelbarrows, garbage pails like this big. And, you start, when you take too much stuff, you destroy the physique. You know what I mean? These guys today look like a giant boulder ripped. And the physiques are not good. Why do you think the human being hasn't evolved since the 1990s? You know what I mean? It's not that they've evolved. It's just that today these guys are just taking boatloads of shit. That's why guys are dropping too. And, it's a different animal. These guys all have great genetics, so they're hyper responders. They don't have to take the amount that these guys today take. So, but they are great guys.
Anthony Diaz, Greg, would you beat Lee Priest in a boxing match?
Oh, stop that! Who asked that?
Anthony D.
Oh, Anthony D. Stop.
Lee Priest says, "I'm with Jay this weekend. I've been giving him shit about eating healthy. I just had some apple pie and ice cream and turkey."
Lee Priest. Lee said he's with Jay this weekend, and he said that he's been breaking Jay's balls about eating good. Meanwhile, Lee's eating apple pie, ice cream, and all that stuff. But Lee eats like that. When Lee came over my house, I asked Lee, "What do you want me to get?" Now, I got him that roast beef sandwich that he went crazy over. He bitched about it because it was bloody. But, he said to me, "Make sure you don't bring anything good." So I got muffins, I got junk food and everything. Next time I'm not going to do that. Next time I'm bringing good food over. But, Lee can get away with eating that shit. Lee's a genetic freak. Lee can sit there and eat a candy bar or could eat a bunch of muffins and then come out and still have abs and still, be ripped. And whoever asked about me and Lee in a boxing match, whatever you said there, I would never happen because Lee's my friend. I don't even think of it like that. I can't. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even do a friendly thing. I can't do that. That's my friend. You know what I'm saying?
Michael Hearn tries to make people believe he trained with Arnold and Lou. Mike references them on his website.
Michael Hearn says what? Oh, that he trains with Arnold and Lou? He might. He's been in, Michael Hearn's been a fixture at Gold's Gym forever. And I think he's a good guy. Do I think he's, might have a picture of himself in over his bed? Maybe. I don't know. You know what I mean? But I think he's a good guy. I love his wife. His wife is my friend, right? Lucia knows his wife very well too, Mona. We used to go, they got kids now. But we used to go to, his wife used to own a restaurant here, a steakhouse, Nebraska Steakhouse here in New York City, right in Manhattan, right down by Wall Street. And we used to go there all the time. I used to go there with Rodney Roller, Carlo Filippone, who else did we go? Robbie Durand, all those guys. We were always there.
Mars Bar says the deltoid routine when?
Who?
Mars Bar says the deltoid routine when?
One of these days there, Mars Bar, you're ball breaking. But no, we used to go there all the time. So, but I know that Michael Hearn's been a fixture at Gold's Gym. See, he knows these guys. He knows Arnold and Lou. He might train with them, but I don't, I trained in the same gym as those guys a gazillion times. It doesn't mean, don't mean anything. You know what I'm saying? I was there in '81 when Lou Ferrigno. I think also it was then. It was it was '81. I left in I think '83. Yeah, Lou Ferrigno. When I first saw him in Gold's Gym, was a beanpole. I mean, he looked like a basketball. Lost all his mass, everything. He was skinny. And I remember I was doing. He was doing V-bar press downs. What the hell was I doing? I think I was doing curls on the other side of like a multi-machine, right? And I was like, geez, dude, oof, he looked. I mean, he was really skinny. That was February. I believe it was either '82 or '83. And then I went back home in March. No, April.
Lee Priest had to show you. He said,
oh,
he forgot to cut the eyes off.
Lee just sent us this. Lee forgot to cut the eyes out, he said. Lee, you're funny. Lee, we gotta prank Dave Palumbo with that shit. We gotta do something. We gotta get him. We gotta somehow prank him. Him and John. But what I was gonna say. So Lou was really skinny. I came home like a month before the Night of Champions. All right, and I had just seen Lou out there, so it was literally 3 months later, and I'm at the Night of Champions, and Lou was doing that movie Sinbad, and they had him come out, and I was like, "What the fuck?" He gained 75 pounds of muscle in 3 months. I saw it. I was there. I was there when he was a beanpole. Looked like a basketball player. Tall, lanky, slightly muscular. That's it. And then 75 pounds later, he's like, all jacked and everything, Sinbad. And they had him take his shirt off. If any of you remember that, you can Google it. Lou Ferrigno takes his shirt off at Night of the Champions, before, I believe it was the movie Sinbad. And he looked jacked. And I almost fell off my chair at the Night of Champions. I could not. I was telling Bob at Wayne DeMillia, I was like, holy shit. What the fuck did he do? 75 pounds.
Philip Lesbury says, Greg, were you featured at some point in WCW or WWE wrestling as man with biggest arms? Did they not book you because you would ridiculous Scott Steiner's biceps?
No, I never did anything. Who asked me that?
Because Philip Lesbury. Because then then he says again, Lucia, you forgot about my last wrestling question. I'm positive WCW used Greg as the next big thing.
No, Philip, they might have used shit with me, but I never did anything with them. Because I was also, when I was really, really big, I was 278 and I was jacked, and my arms were ridiculous and everything. I remember I was at the WWE show, and The Rock and all those guys, they came out of the back because they were like, check this fucking guy. I was sitting right there, like 3 rows from the ring. I was with my son. Again, my son was like 8 or 9 years old. My son's now 34, 35. What's Paul? Is he 34 or is he 35? I think he's 34, right? He's my son. I can't even remember. Anyway, so, wait, he's 34. So, that's how long ago this was. But they were all, they used my pictures and used me for a lot of shit, there's a ton of stuff that they use me for. I don't care. I let them get away with it, because there's no such thing as bad publicity unless it's your obituary. Just like the whole man with exploding arm shit. I never filmed no show called The Man with Exploding Arms. I did a thing about the other side of victory. It's called about steroids and all this other stuff for the BBC. And then they sold footage to Firecracker Films. Now remember, I sign off the rights to that, so I have no rights. They can take my picture and use it in any way they want. They have the rights. You understand what I'm saying? I signed it off, and they used that whole thing. And
he said that's what I meant, Greg.
Yes. So Philip, yes.
Jack Krauser says, "Tu parli italiano, Greg."
Tu parli Italiano? No, I don't really speak Italian. A little bit, just better. Yeah, right. No, Lucia can speak Italian. I can't. She's Spanish, so she speaks Italian. She can understand Portuguese. She understands French. You know what I mean? She understands taking it up the ass.
Who's NOC? What year did he?
NOC, Night of Champions. What year did he guest post? Anthony D. He didn't guest post. They called him to the podium, and they're like, "Look, right now, Lou's got a new movie coming out," and everyone's like, "Take it off, take it off," and he took his shirt off. And he just posed, and he was so big. And I was like, dude, I just saw you 3 months ago. And he was 75 pounds heavier and not an ounce of fat. 3 months. I was there, personally, right there, 3 feet from him. I'm telling you, it was unbelievable. It's the greatest transformation. I've never seen anything like that in my life.
Did you do any movies, Greg? If not, you should have.
Yeah, I've done a ton of movies. You know that.
Bigger, Stronger, Faster.
Yeah, I've done not just Bigger, Stronger, Faster, not just Bodybuilding. You know, I've done that fucking Meat Puppet, the fucking Grave Diggers. It was in it. Goodfellas, all that shit in a big jail scene. But I've done a lot of stuff. Yes, a lot of movies, a lot of little extra bullshit. You know what I mean, like that. But I've done a lot of stuff. I'm no actor, bro. I'm a Momo. Is what I'm a dog that chases his tail. That's what I am. You know what I mean?
You must be a fan of Sean Strickland.
I love. Who just wrote that?
Toronto Muscle.
Toronto Muscle. Where did he write that? I got to see that, dude. I fucking love Sean Strickland. I fucking love him. You hit the nail. It's funny you say that because I just told Lucia the other day. I love Sean Strickland. I'll tell you who I love more than Sean Strickland. What's her name? Nina Delicious or Nina Dream? Dude, I live in the bathroom a whole week just to smell one of her farts. I love that girl, bro. I'm convinced that there's no way does she take a shit that stinks or anything like that. Nina Drama. Dude, I would, oh my God. I'd live in the bathroom a month just to smell one of her farts. I don't care. I love that girl. I think she's got a personality that matches her good looks, the whole bit. Sean Strickland should be hitting that shit, but I love Sean Strickland. Oh my God, I'm a huge Sean Strickland fan. You know what I like? Did you see the other day when Sean Strickland was at the fight and that fucking what's that fucking guy's name? Oh my God, I forgot. The guy that wants to fight him, he was saying shit in the audience, and there's the little kids, sitting there. I forgot whose kid it was. It's one of the fighters' kids. It might have been Paulo Costa, whatever. And he's sitting there, and Sean Strickland says to the little kid, "Excuse me, can you slide over for just a second, just a little bit?" And the kid goes, "Sure." And he slides over like this. He's like a 10-year-old kid. Sean Strickland steps on the chair in front of him and starts punching the shit out of this guy. I was like, holy fuck. Oh, I love Sean Strickland. Was it Paulo Costa? I think it was. I'm not sure.
Toronto Muscle said
oh my God, that was great.
Toronto Muscle said she did a Playboy shoot if you want to see the good.
Dude, I love Nina Dream. I love that. I love it.
Greg, you're a great storyteller. You should put out some audio CDs.
Thank you, Mars Bars. I appreciate that. I'd love to. I got a few things brewing. You know what I really love to do more than anything. Even when I was young, I would love to do a radio show, a real radio. I don't mean this bullshit here on YouTube and all. I'm talking about like on a Sirius FM or one of those shows, just a radio show. Because I like talking. I like talking to people. I would love to answer questions, do shit like that, and just have interviews with really cool people with shit to say. You know what I'm saying? And I'll call out the bullshit if you're full of shit. But yeah, dude, I love Sean Strickland. You hit the number. You hit the nail on the head with that.
Joe Sanchez says, "Who do you think is the best ectomorph
bodybuilder
of all time?" What's
that mean? Ectomorph is like somebody like more on the thin side. I would probably maybe Frank Zane. Frank Zane. I mean. You know what the funny thing is about Frank Zane is
that's funny. John Suderi says, "Greg, tell the fans about your cameos you're doing. Love seeing you hustling and making extra dough." Thank you, John Scuderi. Yes. There's no cameo yet. No cameo.
Yeah, I've done. Cameo? You mean that on the? Yeah, I'm doing that cameo stuff. I don't know. Am I still on that website?
Yeah, but there's no.
See, I'm a fucking Momo. You know what I mean? You have to understand. I don't do. I had a flip phone, as you know. Dave Palumbo broke my nuts about it every day. I had a flip phone up to like months ago. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, like, Lucia, you go to my Instagram, Lucia does that shit. Gregg _Valentino. I got to bust her balls just to do it. You're supposed to be reading the comments here. So I think I'm on that. Am I on that website, that cameo stuff?
Yeah, but we're not getting there.
Oh, she said I'm on the cameo, but I haven't gotten any requests yet. But we do. Yeah, I'm doing a cameo thing. I guess, we do like what's my boys? CT Fletcher, right? Now I'm friends with CT.
Posted the link in here.
Oh. He said, CT Fletcher, like, you can get one, him saying, like, jump up to that train, motherfucker, train, you lazy mother. Like somebody pays for that. Or I have done things, though, where people have come to me and asked me, like, my friend's a big fan of the Ramblin' Freak. Could you like do a shout out? He's getting married. His name is Eric, and he's marrying a girl, Donna. I'm just making names up. And then, I would do like, Eric and Donna, you freaking momos, congratulate, they tell me what they want me to say. And then I've done that shit in the past. I've done a bunch of those. But it's not too Cameo. I did it on my own when people hit me up on the website. So, but whatever. So, but thank you, John Scuderi. Thank you. Thank you so much, my brother. Wait, what's Lee talking about with chicken tenders, Lucy? I can't see it.
That was somebody saying something about where, Lee?
No, something about eating chicken tenders, I think it is.
I have John told him it was very disappointed. I said you would only go there and try and order chicken tenders thinking they would be healthy. Because wait a minute.
Chicken tenders, yeah.
But hold on, no, because John Scuderi had said, make sure you bust Jay balls about how he ruined the KFC video by ordering chicken strips.
Oh, John Scuderi said that's funny. Yeah, John's funny too. John's a good guy. I like John. What do you think of Jason Genova? I feel bad for Jason Genova. I think that people took advantage of him. You can't do that. That poor guy. You know what I'm saying? He's on a spectrum there. And I think that's why his family's like, look, they're mocking you. When they tell him, Jason, take your clothes off, and he'll stand there in his underwears in a pose and be like, I'm coming for you, Jay Cutler, shit like that. Everybody laughs, but he's on. You know what it reminds me of? You ever see that fat transvestite chick?
G said, but no one watches TV.
Yeah, no one watches TV. He's right. Mr. G's right. He's freaking Dave's boss. Jason Genova.
Genoa Giovanni, how much to shoot flaming darts at my rear glutes?
Gianni, whatever. What's his name? Genoa Giovanni. I'll shoot your ass with flaming darts. You got to pay $300 like that. He gave me a check too. I'm fucking nuts. But the thing is, what the hell was I saying? I just lost my whole train of thought. What was I saying, guys? What the hell was I talking about before that?
Lee Priest said, I'm on Cameo.
Oh, Jason Genova.
Lee Priest, I'm on Cameo. Somebody wanted me to shout out their company saying how good it was. I said, not for that small price. Yeah, right?
Lee said he's on Cameo too. That's funny. Lee's a great guy though. Lee's funny. Listen, like with Jason Genova, you ever see that fat transvestite that was on that show? What's that? What's that big? With a big belly like this. I don't mean like fatty, but big belly. It's an ugly fucking guy, and he says, "I'm beautiful." Whatever that show, whatever, And he's like, "I'm beautiful," and that motherfucker's got like 1 million followers. Not because people like him. It's because it's a fucking train wreck. You understand? There's people like that out there that you get these people, they're shot and they believe their own stink, right? And Jason Genova would actually challenge like Jay Cutler or whoever it was, at the time. I forgot who it was. It might have been the other one. But it would actually challenge him. And people really, people would egg him on to do these crazy things. But he's on the spectrum, bro. You know what I mean? So his family finally intervened and said, no more with that. You're making a fool of yourself. You think that these people, you know what I'm saying? So I don't like that. I feel bad for the kid. I feel bad for Jason Genova. Thoughts on Big Lenny? Anthony D. There's another one. You know what I'm saying? I like Big Lenny. I do. I like Big Lenny a lot. I think he's a good guy. I'd like to see him get his life together.
Is this person saying order 66 on you? Order 66 Valentino comparing Lord Genova to overweight testicle.
Yeah, no, I'm not comparing him there, Bill. But I feel bad for Jason. I think that people took advantage of him. And I think that sometimes these people, like, they take these kids and these people that are a train wreck and they make them like these people wind up getting 1 million followers, not because people there's a talent that they have. It's because they're so fucked up and they don't even see how fucked up they are. Dude, there's a guy in New York here that goes for bodybuilding shows. He doesn't shave. He's pale white. Some of you guys from New York know what I'm talking about. I forgot his name. He used to come to me all the time. How does my chest look? How does my chest look? He looks like he never lifted a weight in his life. I don't know why they let him get on stage. I don't know why. He doesn't tan. He doesn't do anything. He just gets up there. He's all awkward. And I think he's addicted to the humiliation. I think he's addicted to the humiliation, to be honest with you. You know, I forgot his name. Robbie Robinson, Sergeant Bray, Frank Zane. Who's the king of symmetry? Dude, I'm going to be honest with you. Sergeant Bray looked great standing there. Frank Zane had that pop muscle. You ever watch videos? He's standing next to Mike Mentzer. Mike Mentzer's way. I've seen them both, you know, with their shirts. Mike Mentzer's way bigger than him. But when Frank Zane would pose, the muscle would just popping on stage. If you see him at the Olympia, Frank Zane almost looked bigger than him. But I would have to say, Robbie Robinson's a lunatic. I don't like when he pulls all that. All right, I heard you. Robbie Robinson's a lunatic. I don't like when he pulls all that, like, you know, Joe Weider didn't give contracts to blacks or anything. Dude, you were on the cover of Joe Weider's magazine a bunch of times. So was Sergio Oliva. So was, you know, Sergio Bray's been on it. There's been a million black dudes on it. Don't give me that shit. Okay, now don't diss Joe Weider since he's dead, because I know both Joe and Ben, and Ben Weider was my friend. They were good people. Okay, but physique-wise, Robbie Robinson had that tiny waisted chalice lats like this, and peak on his triceps and peak on his biceps, and then the waist came down, and it's beautiful, beautiful body. You know what the thing is, though? He looked like that all year round. That's the thing that used to drive people crazy, is that he never got, for contests, he never really got in shape compared to what he could have done. Do you know what I'm saying? Like that's what he looked like on stage. Is what I used to see him in Gold's Gym. He used to look like that walking around Gold's Gym. He had great physique, but you know, I don't like when he starts all that, you know, dissing the Weider shit, and like they didn't give blacks. Come on, hey, you've been on the cover of fucking Muscle and Fitness and Flex and all many times. You beat Danny Padilla at the Night of Champions. I was there. You know what I'm saying? I went to every one of the Night of Champions. The only ones I missed were the New York Pros, and that was later on. But I'm just saying, I was there, dude. You know, there was no prejudice against you. You did great. So don't pull that shit. But to answer your question, John Scuderi, all three of those guys you can't go wrong with. When Sergio Brado posed, he didn't have that structure like Robbie did or Frank Zane. Frank Zane just had pop muscle. It came out of nowhere. He appeared bigger. The illusion was there. Greg, what's your opinion on Mike Mentzer's training philosophy? Oh, shit. I've talked about that many times. I've tried it. I don't like it. It's not for me, but for other people, it's great. It depends on what kind of muscle fibers you have and, you know, all of that. The first place I ever really tried. I mean, I trained at little gyms, you know what I mean? Like the White Plains YMCA, blah, 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 you know. And I trained at those places when I was young. But the real first gym I ever made, my own gym, my home, was Bob Bass Fitness Center. And he was a disciple of Arthur Jones, okay? And he had a Nautilus gym. And you had to train his way. And he did the Mentor type training and all that. So like he would put you through one set to brutal. Dude, one set lasted 5 minutes and you were ready to puke after every, you know, it was unbelievable. I don't like it. My body feels more like Arnold Schwarzenegger once said he did that Mentor thing, right? And he said the worst thing that can happen to a bodybuilder happened to him. He said, I got smaller and smoother. I like reps, bro. I like to do sets. I like a lot of working sets. That's me. That doesn't mean that's right for you, though. You can't go by that. Nobody has the answer but you. You have to find out what's right for you. You can't just go by what Joe Matarazzo says, because that doesn't mean shit.
Bob Harris looked pretty good in symmetry.
Where are you reading that?
Bill Mann said that.
Bill Mann said Bob Harris looked very. Yeah, Bob Harris was. He was a great bodybuilder. He's another one though. But imagine if he tried to take too much drugs like today, he would have ruined that physique. Let's see, Greg, what do you think about Cialis for pre-workout? I think any kind of those nitrous oxide, Cialis, Levitra, not Levitra so much, but you know, what the hell? Jesus Christ, Viagra is great. You know who turned me on to that? Steve Bleckman. I thought he was kidding around. He said, take Viagra when next time you train. And I'm like, oh, come on. What's Viagra? Would we get a boner while I'm training? And he's like, nope. High altitude trainers do that. All of those guys. Okay. Is that Joe? Is that Joe Zapata? Geez, Joe, what are you doing? How you doing, my brother? You didn't have to do that. Joe Zapata's in the house, bro. We were talking about you before. Joe, Lee's gonna come to Alabama with a hood and
he said this is too late for me and Marilla. Time for bed.
Oh shit, Morella's there too?
Much love.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll talk to you tomorrow, Joey. You too, Morella. God bless. Thank you, Joe.
Best ways to avoid hernias from lifting.
Wait, what the hell was I was just going into some spin. I don't know what the hell I was just talking about now. See, I get thrown off. I agree, Rob. It was insane. Greg, did you have big Greg, did anyone have bigger arms than you? No. Flubber Lane, no, they didn't. I gotta be honest with you, I'm not gonna lie. Big Frank had some big arms, bro. Big Frank Bruinski. I can never say his last name right. But mine were I think an inch bigger. Greg, he's my friend, but he said my arms were an inch bigger because mine hit 27. He said his was 26. Greg, did you did anyone wait, Greg? I'm a big fan of Mike Quinn. Oh, I'm not 100% sure what Mike died of. Now I knew Mike extremely well. Mike's girlfriend used to live with Bob Bonham. She used to live with him. You know, I mean, they weren't boyfriend and girlfriend. I don't know why. She was still Mike used to come over to the house and everything. I know Mike for many, 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 many years, like since he was a teenager. I liked Mike. I liked his personality. He was absolutely batshit crazy. Okay, he was nuts, but I liked that. You know what I mean? That's if you were around the people I'm around, even her, you know, they're all batshit crazy. What are you eating? What is that? A sandwich?
Mm-hmm.
Bitch. I don't know what he thought. He had a lot of problems, you know, and he liked to, you know, take drugs and stuff. So I think he gave himself some problems. Where do you see that, Lucia? Where is he?
He said, "What's up?" He just popped up.
Eaton, I emailed you back. Did you get it? Because I didn't remember getting an email back from you. I got your email and I sent you an email back. You know, did you ever get that email or no? Let me see. Send 99 cents to pull up Ali Priest.
Did you answer that? Best ways to avoid hernias from lifting?
No, I didn't see that.
From
Hold
Sandro,
on.
From Sandro
Are you talking about bringing the crosses in? Lee, we're going to have fun out there. I can tell you that now. Look what Ray wrote.
Anthony Diaz. Greg, did you win any contests?
Yes, we're Anthony Diaz. Yes, but I competed in the AAU. And then what happened was, after I got hit in the eye with a wire, I was a police officer for a little while. I don't want to talk about that, but I'm going to remind me to send Will down me the pictures. I opened a gym and I met Bob Bonham, and the NPC just started. It was a new organization and they were looking for promoters. And I was like, dude, I got a whole bunch of trophies, but I ain't got no shot all for competing. You know what I'm saying? So I said, you know, Bob Bonham's like, dude, let's promote shows. I just started with the NPC. Why don't you? So I started working with the NPC. I was there before Steve Weinberger. Two of Steve Weinberger's shows, the Northern States and the Atlantic States, were my shows first. You know, and then, you know, that's how that started. So, but yes, I did. I won a bunch of shows in the AAU, though. I was beating men. I was a teenager competing against men. Ruben Sanchez, what's up, my brother? Joe said to Lee Priest, bring the rope, or I'll bring the rope. You guys are bad.
Ruben Sanchez, what's up, Greg?
I said it. Ruben, what's going on, my brother? What was I going to say?
Greg, I agree on high super rep sets for legs. Look at fat pizza guys with no muscle but have pro-level calves from standing on their toes all day. John Scuderi said.
Yeah. You know, it's true. High reps, John. You think about the logic behind that. Your calves are far from your heart. The blood flow in the calf is very, very weak. You know, that's why people get their lower legs cut off for stupid things, you know, circulation problems. You know, with diabetes, you can lose your whole lower leg, your foot, your toes, because of the you know. So if you do a lot of reps and make it burn, And I always tell people, go till you can do only 20 reps, and then you know, to the point where you feel like you can't do it, and then do another 20 reps. Try that and watch what happens. And then when you get off the machine, there's no resting. You just do no weight. I do no weight like that and keep pumping them and then get back on me. You won't, but I'm going to do it in the gym. I'm going to show you guys. And I trust me, you're going to be like, holy shit. Holy shit. Too many people worry about the heavy weight. I don't believe in that shit, especially not for calves. Calves are a different animal. Remember, they're far from the heart. The circulation is not great in a calf. That's why they tell you don't do your shots in a calf. I know it can help make your calf bigger, but at the same time, it doesn't get absorbed too great. It's not good.
What do you think about the bodybuilding of today compared to back then? From Lorenzo,
what do I think about the bodybuilding today compared to back then? Dude, of course, you're talking about, I'm 64 years old. I like it back then better. You know what I mean? I still watch. You could sit here and watch these guys. I always use Big Ramy. I mean, and I like the guy. There's no problems with him. But like you can watch these guys like Big Ramy today or one of those other big freaks, and you're curling, and she has giant muscle and shreds and veins and sweat and everything, and it looks great. But I can sit there watching. Yeah, wow, yeah, okay. But then when I watch Pumping Iron still, I still get that like little boy feeling. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, look at fucking. I loved when Arnold would do the curls bent over, right? And then he'd shake his arm like this, and she had giant fucking arms waving like that in the car, and then goes back, and he stands in front of the mirror sideways like that. I love all that shit to me because it's more attainable. This shit today looks ridiculous. It's a different animal today. So I'm an old school guy. That's just me, though. I'm definitely an old school guy. The guys today don't do it for me. They're big and ripped, but I mean. You know what? Throw them on a desert island for 3 months and go back to the island. You'll see Pee Wee Herman standing there like, wait, where's Big Ramy? Where's Nick Walker? Because these guys are, they're on the babanya, like, it's ridiculous.
New guys that have studied history, guys like Mike Christian are not known by many young guys.
Oh, dude, I love Mike Christian. John Scuderi. Mike Christian's the one who gave me that Underground Steroid Handbook. I was friends with him when he was Mr. California, before he won a pro show, before he became pro. And then I remember he used to work. He worked. His job was he worked in a hotel. He was a caretaker in a hotel, and he had like a cottage in that hotel. Him and some girl. And I remember going over his house. She was making soup. He asked me, "You want some soup?" But he gave me the Underground Steroid Handbook back in like '81.
Ruben Sanchez said 70s and 80s physiques were the best. Were beautiful.
Ruben Sanchez, you're right. 70s, 80s physiques were great. I love them. Is Romano bringing
his beanie to Alabama?
His beanie to Alabama. I don't think John goes anywhere but at the beanie. John's a good guy. He just has that personality that's John Romano. If you get to know him, you know what I'm talking about. He's good.
The bodies were like sculptures.
Favorite. What does that say, Lucy? Oh, favorite guineas.
You're the favorite guinea.
Oh, I'm the favorite guinea? Thank you. My favorite guinea is Ariana Grande. I love young girls, guys, and sweet and little petite like that. See, I don't like big asses.
You gotta be careful with that.
You know what I mean. I don't mean she's 30 years old. She's like, be careful. No, I'm not talking about like a 14-year-old. No. But then again, even when she was 14. But anyway, so she has that little tiny can, that little ass, like a catcher's mitt. You know what I mean? A little tiny waist and petite. Lucia's petite like that. And I like that little ponytail. Lucia's got the ponytail right now. I'm going to go pull it later from behind. And whoosh. Right, Lucia? You're going to get it from behind?
Can you speak?
Anyway, now she's changing the subject.
Can you speak on the coach from the Bronx and the gym owner from Cali? And were they practicing or abstinent?
Can you speak on the what? The coach from
the Bronx and the gym owner from Cali. And were they practicing or abstinent? That's from John Scuderi.
I'm not sure who that is, though. John, I'm not sure who the coach from the Bronx is.
Brian Pablo. Greg, do you still talk to Kevin LeBron?
Yes, I do talk to Kevin LeBron here and there. Yes. Kevin LeBron is a fucking great guy. I fucking love Kevin LeBron. I know that guy since before he was a pro bodybuilder. He's a great guy. He's fun to be around. He's got a great personality. He's a talented guy. He should have just quit bodybuilding and been an actor because he's a great guy, man. He was a good actor. He did a little acting and stuff, even singing. If you ever heard him sing, he's got a good voice, man. He's a good. I love Kevin LeBron. Man. That's a good man.
Kate Verde says, "Come on, who doesn't like a big butt?"
I don't like. I'm sorry. Who said that?
Cape Verde.
Cape Verde. Where's that? Oh, I don't like a big ass, bro. I see J Lo's ass. I wouldn't touch that ass. Ugh, I'd hit it with a 2x4.
You're like, it looks like a diaper.
See, Lucia's Spanish. You know, me and her, we can talk. Like, we're best friends as well as, you know, we've been together for 18 years. We could see, if I could see a girl, she'll be like, oh, she's got a great body. I like her body. And she goes, but you won't like it. And I see a big ass. I'm like, no way. Because she's Spanish. She's like that big ass. Not me, bro. Little ass.
Ruben Sanchez says, have you tried root beer float from protein shake from Premier Protein?
No, Ruben Sanchez, I have not tried the root beer float, but I do like that. I'm drinking root beer right now.
Winward attacks us later, guys.
Good night. Winward, good night, my brother. Thank you for always support me and for hooking up Lucia with that thing. Because if I can get that, what's the name of that shit you're looking into? That StreamYard. I do it with Joe Zapata and George.
Brian Pablo says, I love the big ass, but not a 3-car garage.
Basement mirror, bro. Oh, wait a minute. Greg is the Bill Paxton.
We gotta wrap it up.
Wait a minute. Wait, I'm missing things here now. Hold on. We'll wrap it up in a minute. Hold on. John Scuderi is saying the basement mirror. Dude, I get basement mirrors all over this house. I could tell you.
Because he was talking to you about something.
I missed the part. Yeah, okay.
We don't know.
Okay, John, you can ask me again. I'm sorry. She missed the.
No, Greg, he's talking about, like, can you speak on the coach from the Bronx?
The coach in the Bronx, yeah.
And the gym owner from Cali, and were they practicing or abstinent?
Yeah, but which coach from the Bronx? And
I mean, I don't know what that means.
I'm not sure. The coach from the Bronx. I'm trying to think of who. You must be asking me in code or something like that, and I'm not catching it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. John, I'm sorry. I'm not. You can text it to me. Oh, Gruskin. Oh shit. Yeah, Bob Gruskin. Yes, I was naked many a time. I was naked many a time down in his basement. But I had my ex-wife with me too.
Eaton Avo says, can you send it one more time?
Yes, Eaton, I certainly will. Yes, Eaton, send me the email again, and I will respond again. I sent it. If you check, I did send it back to you. But I will send it again, my brother. John Scuderi, yes, Gruskin was an amazing. He was a genius. He was also a professor at City College. He was like a chemistry professor. So he was a genius. He was really smart, and he was a great guy. But I think he liked us being naked down there. I was down there with John Natashek, naked.
Mr. G said, I trained with Bob Gruskin and McCulloch.
Yes. Mr. G, Steve Mihalik. First of all, Gruskin helped Steve Mihalik, okay? But Gruskin used to help Jerry Scalisi, Vinny Manzo, all those guys from Long Island. They were all Gruskin boys too. You know what I'm saying? I'd be down there and I don't know, Mr. G, I don't know if you were down at Bob Gruskin's house, but he would make you pose and make you take all your clothes off downstairs. And it was in the basement. And then the garage was next day. And in the garage, he'd have piles of supplements, like from Super Spectrum vitamins. He was into that. Multi-power protein. So I used to take all that Super Spectrum vitamins, multi-power protein. You know what I mean? But I was natty. But he was a great coach. I got introduced to him by Peter Neff. And Peter Neff, by the way, was Dave Palumbo's first trainer. The first guy to ever train Dave Palumbo was Peter Neff. And Peter Neff was a great natural bodybuilder. Ask Dave about him. He never took steroids or anything. Peter Neff was a great natural bodybuilder. Won a Junior USA natural. He beat Tom Twillinger. He beat a lot of famous guys. And he was natural.
Mark Barr says, I think Cali Muscle has lost his marbles, but he is a great salesman.
Look, I like Cali Muscle. He's a funny guy. But you know what it is? He had so many people because of and I understand, bro. You had a heart attack. You almost died. So you had to get off the Babani. It's going to kill you. You know what I mean? So I understand that. So now he's looking for a new way to make the shkadol, because once you lose your edge, like everybody went to him because of the muscles and everything. I like his personality, to be honest with you. I like him. He used to make me laugh my fucking ass off, the stupidest shit. You know what I mean? Like one time he's like, look, I'm going to come clean. I'm going to show you my cycle. Everybody, I know you're always asking me what's my cycle. And then all of a sudden the camera pans off and he's riding a bicycle. You know, stupid shit. Like, or that cake that he made. The idiots actually believe that he, you know, we would use Sprite and mix it with fucking, you know, Sprite soda, mix it with like fucking fruit cocktail and put it in a pie, you know, and all this stupid shit and eat with Skittles and stuff and then eat it, you know. And he would orgasm, do that shit. It was just it make me laugh. But you know, I don't think you should be putting down bodybuilding and talk about how bad everything is and toxic. You know, I mean, you did it. You know what I mean? It's so good to tell people, yes, but you know, not, you know, I don't believe he's living on like watermelon for 20 days or any of that shit. That you're not going to make me believe that. Don't bullshit though. That's not good. But I do like the guy. Sorry, I do like him. Greg, would you recommend taking gear for boxing? Yeah, why not? They all do it. Just don't get heavy, because you start getting heavy and put on a lot of muscle, and don't do too much stuff. You know what I mean? Because it's going to make your heart, it's going to fuck you up. It's going to make you slower, and your heart's going to beat faster, and you're going to be gassed easier. You don't want to get gassed. Getting jacked, you're going to get gassed. You know, that's why, like, I don't know if Conor McGregor could fight anymore, because he was starting to take a lot of Babanya. And what happens, you get jacked. He already had problems getting gassed early. Does Lacey Rich have photos of a young Greg in LA? Yeah, all right. I don't who I'm not sure who Lacey Rich is. I'm not sure who that is, to be honest with you. But I was in LA. I was like 20, 21 years old. Hey, Mr. Gregg, have you? Thank you, Mike. Is that Mike Mayhill? Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it. Or Mikey, man. See, I can't see too well here. My producer here, she's sitting over there. She's probably looking at Instagram or something. Me and her got to go in a minute because we got to do some stuff.
Did Gruskin give prostate exams?
No, Gruskin didn't give. Yes, I've been to Gruskin's house. You have, huh? Oh, okay. Yeah, Mr. G said he was at Bob Gruskin's house.
Anthony D. Greg, do you know what was in Rich Piana's arms?
I don't know. You know, people ask about Rich Piana. I wasn't like good friends with him. I knew him, but I wasn't good friends with him. But I'm good friends with Chanel. You know what I mean? And you know, I was told different things. Of what I heard, he did have PMMA in the arm. You know what I mean? He went down to some guy in Mexico that used to do it. You know, but you know, hey, listen, whatever it takes. People fucking blast me because I shot the gear into my arm. The babanya. You know what I mean? People, Synthol. It wasn't Synthol. It was fucking steroids. And as a matter of fact, it stayed in me for a long time. I didn't even have to take steroids. It still tested positive.
Brian Pablo says, Greg, Godfather, thank you for coming on today. Great to see you after being on replay crew for a while. I truly appreciate and love your time and content.
Brian Pablo, thank you so much. She just read your Brian, Lucia just read your thing to me. Thank you. You've been a great support from me for a long time, and I appreciate, you know, you got my love and respect, man. And I told you, if you need any help, text me privately. You know what I mean? Like, message me privately. I'll get it. Not on here. Go either on go off my website, but write Brian Pablo in the subject, you know, so I know it's you, you know, and then I'll get back to you. But, you know, I'll do you a video for it if you need it. So just let me know. Did Brian? No. Bill asked if Gruskin gave me a prostate exam. No, he didn't. Do you know what was Rich Piana's arm? Okay, I already answered that. Is that the bait shops guy? I can't really read, but Lucia, you got to help me. Yeah, I know. Bait shops, like, do you plan on wearing all black clothes, or did it happen naturally? That's the thing you think about. I don't always wear black. Look, I'm wearing gray pants, okay? Gray sweatpants. So that shot down that theory. That's silly. Fantastic late show. Thank you, Gary. Listen, guys, I got to run because I'm gonna go with my girlfriend. We got to do junking. Have you? Hey, Greg, have a good night. All of it to you and your girl. Me and my. John Skidiri, thank you so much. I'll send you some.
Do the dance, Greg.
Ruben Sanchez with the day. Thank you, John. John, you know that you can hit me up anytime. I could even send you my number if you need it. You know what I'm saying? So thank you, John Skidiri. I appreciate it. You got my love and respect always. And Ruben, thank you. Gary DeMarco, thank you. Yes, so thank you, guys. So listen, I'm going to take Satan. That's my girlfriend. Okay, Big Satan's her mother. I'm going to take her out. Mr. G, thank you, my brother. Greg, video. You guys junking. I should take a video of us junking, but it's at night. And we got so much shit. You have no idea. But, that's how we make a living. We sell. People think I don't work. It's the funniest thing. We work our ass off over here. And it's constant every day, in and out, in and out. I have no idea. Thank you, Anthony D. I appreciate it. You guys, I love you, man. Thank you for being here. Okay, you guys, man, you guys rock. I love you all. John Skidiri again. Lee Priest, you're my boy. I can't wait to see you. Okay, I love you. Thank you again. Okay, God bless. Lee, tell your wife, God bless. I hope everything goes well. Safe trip, Lee. I'll see you. They have Facebook pages in Florida for drivers. Yeah, no, they do. They have it here too. We don't just do that. We do a lot more. I actually have a freaking junkyard. You have no idea, but we sell a lot of stuff. Like I make a good living, believe it or not, doing that. So it pays the bills. That's all that matters. Again, Brian Pablo. Again, God bless you. Mr. G, God bless. Ruben Sanchez. Always God bless you. And Lee, I'll see you. They're going around stealing. Lee said we're going to go around stealing gnomes in our neighborhood. Yeah. All right, guys. I love you guys, man. All right. I'll sell you some generic furniture. All right. I'll talk to you guys. How do I get out of here now? Oh, all right. I love you guys. Thank you again.